Why does a zebra have black and white stripes? Why? Protect himself from who? From the predators. But the predators still catch him, so what happens? What happens to the black? Absorbs the heat. When it is hot, what happens to the air? Hot air rises. When hot air goes up, what's the pressure below? Low. What happens to the light? It reflects. When it reflects, it's not so hot. When it's not so hot, what happens to the pressure? High. Low pressure, high pressure, wind. This is an air conditioning system. The zebra, it has an aircon. The only thing is that there's no moving parts and nothing goes in circles. And if you ever have the opportunity to go on a safari and you can endure the heat and you observe very carefully, you will see butterflies. And these butterflies are catching the wind. Now, what happens when you have wind? You cool down. So the logic is that we need to have a white building to cool down. No, you need a black and white building. And we have proven with this design that we did for Daiwa House in Japan, in Sendai, Daiwa, we have proven that we can decrease the temperature by 5 degrees solely playing with black and white. So by doing black and white interplaying the building, we decrease the temperature inside the building by 5 degrees. Inspired by the zebra. The zebra can decrease it by 9 degrees. But of course they've been at it for 20 million years, so you know, they've got a head start. They know how to do this. We've only been learning from the zebra recently, and we're just not so good students. No, it's what you need is to play with the black and white to create currents over the building. So actually what is happening is around the building you create a lot of currents of air. And by creating these currents of air, you actually take the heat off. Part of it, this here, actually forces the air, there's an opening in the roof, forces the air underneath the roof and pulls it out and creates a gust over the front of the building all the time. As long as there's sun, the air just flows over it. Now the beautiful thing of it is no moving parts, no chemistry, pure physics. This is very interesting because now we can do something that's out of the box. We can use less insulation. Now we've been pushed to use more and more insulation, and now we can say with less insulation you have the same result provided you use black and white. It doesn't have to be black-white, it can be yellow-green, but maybe then you're in a hippie house. So what we're trying to secure is that we arrange the understanding for the children. Now I tell you, when the children get the story of the black and white and the zebra, we have a simple exercise with the children to see if they got it. And we ask them, could you draw the house where you will live in 20 years? And I tell you, 90% of the houses they draw is with black and white stripes. They know. They know this makes sense. And so we're using the artistic expression of drawings to see if they understand what this is all about. And it's amazing how they will absorb several of the things they've learned by simply integrating it into a system. Now, this is how we like, you know, so much of our academics are, this is physics, and the physics teacher doesn't really touch biology, and the biology teacher really doesn't talk about English language, you know. But what we're now doing is, in the mind of the child, everything starts getting connected. And by being able to connect it all, the child will find very fast solutions amongst several issues that it is confronted with.